everyone. Welcome to our little UC prediction talk show from UC season 16. I have some lovely guests with me today that will be talking about the matches one by one. We will discuss who might win, which alliance places where, and overall their stance in this new season. So, first of all, we have VeiN. Welcome to our talk show, VeiN.
Hi, thank you.
Next up, he doesn't need much introduction, but we also have CCPC from WXC. Welcome, CC.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
And next up, we have from BDR. Welcome, baby, and thank you for coming today.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Next up, we have the DoomHound from the retirement house of GoTWiC. Welcome, Doom.
Thank you for having me, and I'm gonna warn you for pulling me out of retirement.
And last but not least, we have Arto from MBA. Welcome, Arto.
Hey.
Okay, now if you're all ready, we can, I guess, start discussing one by one. So first off, we have depth versus leg. I think we're gonna just like skip these kind of matches a bit because they're like there's not much to talk about, so we can just like say that will win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
pretty obvious stuff. That one.
So we
Nothing
have
to say about that.
yeah. Kun versus FDH. Do you guys
Well,
have
their
anything
age
on
is
Kun?
a shadow of their previous selves. That's definitely their biggest
many-
thing left.
How many people does FCH have in the alliance right now?
They're usually about 55 in average, about in the participation.
Yeah, they have 90 people in.
I heard some conflicting things. So I heard that they recruited a bunch of people for UC, but then I also heard that they didn't register. And I know that another alliance last season, when they didn't register, their new people weren't able to participate in UC because they didn't register the last match of the regular AC season. So the new people weren't in like the AC roster, I guess. But no clue if like that's still a thing this season. So
Yeah, well, they have 90 people in now, 95. So I guess, yeah, they recruited some.
I think even if they had new players coming in, the Kun will still won. They didn't change much of their squad. Mia is there, Mitch is there, Nacho. Pretty much Hone, everyone who met us is.
I feel like
Mhm.
FDH's more organized part went to depth. So I am unsure how they will like be organized during a UC match.
When will they mostly play? In 01 or in 13?
FDH?
well, both one GMT probably, but like that's a good time for a come as well.
Yeah. Kum, I think, normally plays 13. But I think
Yeah.
they wouldn't be too bad at 0-1-2. I feel like,
But Karasa joined BDR this season.
yeah, that too.
But I don't know. Like this one's kind of a toss up for me. It depends if FDH's new people are able to play UC or if because of the rules they weren't able to. But I mean, I'm personally friends with Cum, so I guess I'll just go with them because I'm biased.
Yeah, I think the question is also if they use voice coordination, right?
As far as I know, they do.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know they do. I've played CCS with them, and it's like all in Japanese. I kind of felt like I was in an anime.
They're not bad as people think. They maybe just don't have a firepower that maybe other alliance have, and then if you're playing 13 GMT, you need either depth or you can need WXC, then you might look worse than you are, but in reality, they're not that bad team.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're good when they're all active, but I think lately they've had problems with activity. So we'll see. I know that like Chupi quit recently, so
Oh, he did?
yeah, like his castle's off the map and everything. Sad.
Mm.
I remember he used to join like BDR for UC usually.
Like every once in a while, yeah. Like last season they did.
Yeah.
It just depends, like how active he is at the moment, and because this isn't even his first time quitting. Like,
I would give this to Kum as well because I'm unsure about FDH's new performance because they had
Yeah.
some people just leave.
Yeah.
So they kind of look weaker in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So I can give it to Kum. Next up, we have KC and NBA. I think this is not much of a discussable match as well because KC has like little to no organization when it comes to events, as far as I've seen.
Yeah, we will for sure see a lot of solo attacks.
They will also raise their biggest accounts into the cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds more usable for.
But I think even if they do that, NBE can kick them out. NBE has a few, quite strong accounts if they're optimized correctly and they can get direct counter. I think their ability to time rallies is better than CAC's, and I also don't think CAC's ability to reinforce buildings is that great. So I still think NBE would win this one, although I don't think that they should underestimate CAC because of the reasons that you said.
Yep.
Yeah.
If this was some PvP event, I would maybe bet on a CAS because of their firepower. But since Alliance Conquest is a team game where you win as a team and you can have better rally leads and still lose if your team is, not very strong as a group. And I don't think that CAS has a chance against NBA. I think the NBA will smash them really hard.
Yeah.
I think NBE will win as long as they don't underestimate their opponent.
Yeah. I was in KC before WXC, and I have kind of seen their teamwork, and it's kind of like not there. So definitely NBA takes this one. Okay, up next, HOH versus NW1. I guess this is also like they already won against them with pretty decent.
They're looking very strong this season.
Yeah.
HOH.
Yeah. Though they didn't play against us. Like we played against them one time. Go ahead, you start.
How were they? Were they
good enough? They didn't play. Like they poured it in and then they raced and they intercepted some buildings. They did that pretty well. I don't think we played our best, but then they just gave up, 20 minutes in. Even before that, they wouldn't hold buildings. They just kept disbanding them and letting our people that were soloing just take them, and then they wouldn't rally us out. So I don't really know how well they've been playing because they refuse to play against us.
Yeah, I think this is definitely HOH.
Easy one for them.
Talk about a pretty easy, less costly match. And also, BDR versus NFI is, as we can see here.
Of course, NFI.
NFI will be champions this season.
They will be
This is like a slam dunk contest where grown up people playing against little kids, sort of.
It's like the grown up puts their hand on the kid's head so they can't move.
Like the kid runs, but they stop from head.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Okay, Entria versus WTF.
That's gonna be a tough match.
I'm confused, and I don't understand why there's only been one video of this match, and the person who did the video, I can't remember who it was, they never put the score in until the very end. So it's hard to tell how close it was until the end. We're like, oh, and 3 lost.
Yeah, that looks.
They win them on mines pretty much. But the thing is that WTF lately improved. They get this Athena guy. He's like really rising with the power. Like he's coming close to the very best accounts in the game. I think he's already in top 10. That much he invests. And they're also getting more players. They have a fair chance against Entrio. If Entrio, doesn't show up as they didn't show up the last match when they WTF, I don't know. It just doesn't seem that Entrio recruited new players for this season. I don't know what's going on with them, but usually for the UC, they will always recruit at least 10 accounts or more. This time doesn't.
Hold on a second. I feel like how many people did they bring to that match? Was it like in the 80s?
I think 80.
WTF brought 98 people and Entrio brought 88 people.
Okay, I mean that's 10 less fillers, so that's
huge.
30 million trips that are not there. So when we played WTF, I mean we won by a landslide, but when we played N3O, it was like a 4K difference. So
yeah,
I don't think that N3O were playing their best. I also don't think they had enough fillers.
I think
if they go in,
unfortunate match for them. We cannot say like, oh, N3O got so bad. Like we cannot really say that because of one match.
Yeah, I had they had many inactives during the match. So yeah.
But
I feel like N3O would definitely not make the same mistake of like, I think they went in and they were like, oh, it's just a WTF, and some people probably just felt like they didn't have to show up. But I don't think they'll make that same mistake again. Because when we played N3O, it was extremely close, but it was kind of the reverse. Like we had steady control of the map until mines, and then we kind of choked on the mines. And they were able to catch up. Like they were going to win, but then we took like the rest of the buildings. We took ports and like basically all the other buildings. So we won by like 4K. And I feel like the opposite thing happened with their WTF match, but then they like N3O didn't take the rest of the buildings, or I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but they weren't able to close the difference. Yeah, but they didn't have as many people. So
I mean, what I heard is that Benny was not shot calling that match. That could be the case too.
Yeah.
If you don't have your main guy doing the calls, the match can be tricky.
2 or 3 seasons ago, when I played UC with them, there was one match that Benny didn't call against FDH, and the match was kind of like shaky, and I was like wondering, are we gonna really lose to FDH? We did not. It was like that. It wasn't the same without Benny.
I mean, it's hard to get used to like a new shot caller, and I'm sure it's hard for the shot caller also. That much pressure. Like in BDR, we have 3 main shot callers, so if one of us is missing, it's not like the other 2 don't know what to do. Like you've played with us, so like you can understand. Like Pan hasn't really been that active this season, so it's just been me and Pola like shot calling, and like mostly me doing like the organization and everything, and it's been fine. But like definitely when your main shot caller is missing, you can feel the difference. It's like a different vibe. So it's understandable. Especially if they're not shot calling as often. But it's like, if I'm missing, like Pan and Pola can do fine. Or if like Pola's missing, like Pan and I can do fine. So it's just maybe they need to both shot call at the same time more often.
Yeah.
So that
they
can get used to
each
it.
other and the overall dynamic of the match and the shot calling. So if one misses, it won't be too much of a difference. But I felt like back in the day that wasn't the case as much. Because if one person is way too dominant all the time, and if the other person doesn't have that in the same level, it just kind of gets like a bit weird.
Well, It's hard to change the guy which do as long as a turtle life.
Yeah. But I guess we can get this to N3O.
I would say M3O. I would 3-0 for this one.
Yeah.
I think WTF got pretty lucky on that. Because I just know when we played them, like, yeah, the Athena guy is very strong, but I mean,
one guy alone. One guy alone.
Yeah, one guy isn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Although this guy was going absolutely ham on solos.
Okay, WXC versus BTA.
BTA.
BTA won't fight. BTA won't fight. Just pick WXC.
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah.
GCM versus RH. I'm a bit unsure about this one. Because
I've played with GCM. I've played with GCM in this AC. They cooperate very well, and they have good shot calling.
Who's shot calling them?
GCM. I don't know, but it's a guy.
Vernon?
I think GCM has some XPDR members as well, so
yeah, like
I'll
Vernon
give it to them probably easily.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about easy because like RRH, like they have pretty good accounts as well. So
RRH are sneakily strong. Like they have some absurd accounts there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't some of them leave? Like, because I saw some of them leaving.
Because I never remember their names, like the strongest. And then I usually hit them in like crystal mines, or I see them in UT or something. I'm like, oh yeah, this person exists.
Yeah. If you left, I think
like
this guy, no Tiads.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to GC. You don't agree? I think GCM's coordination would be better, but they don't have like a super duper strong account.
What I was thinking is that as I see, GCM kind of got like tired during the normal AC season, like really close matches in general, especially with the Sultans of Swing.
Oh yeah, Battle Lab used to be raids as well.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe they don't have the resources for UC.
But they still beat some guys that are above their weight. And
yeah, like J4Z has really strong accounts, and GCM, won against them. Very close difference, but look at the participation. Like,
yeah, they had 97 people here as an example.
And to be honest, they beat some good alliances as well, like WoW or J4Z.
Yeah, those alliances are not as strong as they used to be, but yet still, I guess, decent.
Decent name.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it was J4Z against RRH, I think J4Z wins, right? So in my logic, like GCM winning against J4Z, even though it's a very close difference, I think GCM wins against RRH.
Yeah. So we're giving this to GCM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. So round 2, I guess this is pretty much clear as well.
I mean, this is like
I doubt
guys smurfing amongst others.
NBA versus HOH. What do you guys think about it?
Will be a close match.
It'll be close.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it can go either way.
No right answer.
Yeah. Like the last round, it was like 5k difference.
It will most likely depend on the mines, but both are pretty strong.
Let's just say NBA because Arto's here and it's awkward.
That's fine. I know. So
to be honest, I would also go with NBA.
If you could go either way, like you said.
I would also go with NBA because I think they would be even more serious in UC.
I think so, and I also think NBE are used to playing very competitive matches against alliances that are above their weight class. And HOH, like as soon as they fight somebody who's kind of, stronger than them, they just give up 20 minutes in. I don't think NBE ever does that. So it's just like, I think NBE will be better prepared.
Yeah, I agree.
I think these two teams are like a dark horse that could even finish in the top 3. Like HH and NBA could like surprise pretty much anyone beside Depp and BDR.
Could be, yeah.
So up next is another BDR versus N3O match, which
I think the biggest underdogs will be HOA, NB, and WTF this season.
Yeah, I think these guys are wild cards. But okay, WXC. Wait, sorry, BDR versus N3O, or
yeah, BDR versus N3O.
I mean, of course, I have to say myself. I'm gonna say BDR.
In the past, it was like N3O had stronger accounts, but BDR usually won because of their organization. But now I see BDR having way stronger accounts in general.
And more organized.
Yeah, so I think it's like a clear win in my head that BDR.
But then Trio have Benny, and he goes 1, 2, 3.
The thing is with N3O, it's like they can either play like a really, really good match and get close to BDR, or just like be miles behind.
Yeah, like
so it's like
I feel like it's gonna come down to the mines as it usually.
And Trio is like really fast on mines for some reason.
Their racers are pretty fast. N3O. Did they recruit anybody? I didn't see.
N3O. No, I mean I remember last season when we fought against them on the mines, they rallied Scario like 5 times and we defended it, but
what? 5? It was at least 10.
It was 5, I think.
Is there even time to do 10 rallies on
that's what I mean. Like they're really fast on rallying last minute, just going golden. So they could
fill rallies. Yeah. They fill rallies really fast.
I was like, guys, please stop filling those rallies that quick. Like, you need to defend. Like, stop. You're just coming and coming. Like, stop. Come on.
Stop.
But it was good that they were rallying Sicario because they didn't care for other castles, and that was our.
Like, I didn't see. I don't think they recruited anybody. Like, isn't usually Baron in N3O for UC? I don't see Baron in their roster.
No.
Yeah, he's in WTF now.
Oh, he is? I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I think there is like.
No. His account should be gone. No.
Who's this guy? But he's got like champion.
I think Barin's account is now in WTF, named maybe Zeus or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't recruit that much this season, but we do have, our kind of regular people who joined for UC. I think we're only missing Mio, but
Mio isn't come still, I think.
Yeah. But we also gained a few accounts since last season, just in our regular roster, like Secret Santa and Barrack. Well, Barrack usually joins us for UC anyway, but I'm gonna say BDR.
Yeah, I think it's like clear BDR.
I think we also perform better under pressure. So like even if they win mines, I think that we still have a better ability to catch up after mines than N3O would in the reverse situation.
Yeah. Okay, WXC versus GCM. I guess this is also GCM clear win.
I mean WXC. Yeah.
Leg versus FDH. I guess this is also they lose.
FDH is such a question mark to me right now because I don't know. Like because they still play 1 GMT and like other than DEP, there's not really much competition there. So they even with their reduced roster, I still feel like FDH wins in 1 GMT time slot regular season for most matches.
Yeah, if and match like WXC or DEP, they're definitely winning the other matches most likely.
Yeah. So I
Well-
think against LEG, I think FDH wins against LEG.
But for lag, it's gonna be too late, and it's gonna be too much suka and vodka for them.
Mm,
So
we can give it to FDH then. KAC versus NW1. I think this was a matchup that was discussed last season, or never mind, it was against NFI, but
Yeah.
NW1 seems stronger. They
Yeah, they merged with
CCKUK.
they merged with Dumb for UC,
Oh,
as far as I know. Yeah.
but they
seems like it.
Only like a handful of strong accounts went to Dep, I think. The rest went to NW1. So yeah, they definitely have a chance against Kuk, I think.
I think they will win against KAC. But
I think
KAC,
Town will just solo them.
but they can't really hold it. Maybe they can hold like a 2-3 buildings, but then their main round lead would be stuck in the buildings if they do.
Yeah, we also have to remember like NFI won against them, I think twice last season,
Yeah,
right?
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
KC
And
this season
they-
will have more fillers, that's for sure. Like
yeah.
around 15 or so accounts join them.
Oh, I see some old WXC members here.
Yeah,
Horror was
So-
in WXC.
because not everyone can fit in WC. So they're like different than usual.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna give this to I don't know, like I'm gonna give it to NW1.
yeah.
Yeah.
But was NW1 in UC last season?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, might be. I'm gonna give it to NW1 as well because it's just like I feel like they would perform better as an alliance and not just like individually. But I think that would be really exhausted from Peace Down and Blackbeard solos for sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough, for sure.
NFI versus WTF. I think
NFI, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
NFI all the way.
Pretty easy.
I think this is pretty much clear as well, and W2TF should get it like a easier match. BTA versus RH.
I guess BTA in that one.
No idea. I have no idea how either of these alliances perform in AC.
Well, BTA have a couple of, like Goisatoru, Acheron, Archiduce, and
But that guy
Hmm.
isn't, that's the Mullen lobby. Like that's like the really strong Cav account, right? I think he joined the for UC.
It's really
Yeah, most of theirs. Yeah.
like
You
they
can check
won against
Goofy.
Dumb. They won against Dumb, really close match, but then they lost against KC.
Can you if you check the members and find the Goisatoru and click on his profile, check if he is in
Who?
that Goisatoru. Just go a little bit down.
Their wells are gone to depth, so I don't think they can. They will
Yeah,
be
I definitely saw him
as
in
competitive
that
as before.
I hit him in UT. Yeah, I hit him in UT and Houston Dep on the matchup day.
Not only
Oh,
him,
there's-
also Ellen as well, I think.
There's no rally leaders in BTX
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the Alan guy also was in Dep. Like I saw. a
Yep.
few
Yeah,
accounts in
yes,
Dep.
he is in depth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit confused about BTA because they have like had really weird matches.
Who did RRH win against?
OBV.
OBV.
Yay. They lost.
I'm gonna give it to
I'm thinking
man,
BTA.
I don't know. I'm thinking BTA, but they don't have their whales.
Yeah, that too. So if RH really plays well, and maybe take a bit slow on the GCM match, maybe they can win. Yeah.
But also,
I don't think they can afford to take it slow in the GCM match, right? But I also think that some alliances tend to choke when they see very strong accounts. Like, not choke, but they just tend to like give up
Panic
20 minutes
maybe.
in. Yeah, and they just don't want to. Like, they don't want to play against max accounts. And I feel like RRH is one of those alliances. Like, no offense to them. But
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes, yeah, you see an opponent and you just don't want to fight them because the accounts that they have. And I feel like some alliances are kind of like that. They're just like, oh, we're just not going to play. Or maybe they play, but then they start to kind of crack and under pressure, and then they just give up. And I feel like RRH is one of those alliances.
I think
they played well. They played well against us, though. I mean, we don't have max accounts, but still, their rallies were pretty good timed. For such an alliance.
You have a guy that's pretty close to max. I feel like.
Yeah, well, one.
To them, the difference between Lancelot and like CCCPC is like, to alliance like RRH is like not that much different. Although RRH has strong accounts too, as we said.
Yeah. I personally would give it to them. I think
BTA will win this. Also, RHH, I've noticed a lot of players that are very inactive. Some used to be in WXC and they were like not cooperating in any way, not killing rebels, not healing in a ACUC or any event, like some pretty inactive people in RHH. And I think when you have such people, you cannot expect much. While BTA still have some players who at least try to play.
Yeah. I think I would give this to BTA as well. Okay, let's go for round 3. Kum versus FDH. I think this is also... We gave Kum here. But,
Just repeat.
Yes.
I guess...
Yes, we have discussed before.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Okay. So, HOH versus NW1.
HOH.
Yeah.
HOH, yeah.
Yeah, HOH.
This is like kind of like similar to
Yeah.
Okay, N3O versus WTF. I think
N3O.
N3O.
N3O again.
Yeah. GCM versus BTA.
Those last matches are always hard to choose. Like, they're all 50-50.
Yeah, I think GCM. Personally,
I think GCM
definitely.
I think they have better organization and they won't crack under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. We can give it to GCM. So
yes, also this is a Wednesday, and the timing for BTA is not good.
Yeah. Not sure about the times BTA chose, but I guess maybe it won't be in their favor as well. So Dep versus NBA. I guess this is also like...
Yeah.
But I...
Arto wins.
Always.
He's gonna carry the team. He's gonna carry the team to the finals. Stay away.
I wonder one thing: is anyone gonna even try play against that this season? There's just no chance to beat them like that. Too strong and too fast.
Yes, they're too strong.
I think in the past, like a few seasons ago, like they had the accounts, but they didn't had the like, I guess I will say organization that like BDR or like N3O had. So I guess there was more chance to win against them, but now it's like they're
I think that
now, and it's just like So up next, BDR versus WXC.
Let's pick BDR.
I don't know.
I have a meeting that day. I have a meeting that day. I won't play that day.
I feel like even to like try to like get to third place, WXC wouldn't.
Let me share a few words about this. I think in round 4, considering BDR is well-oiled machine where usually you have players who are always in a BDR and some who are coming that are always there. While WXC this season had a lot of changes, we are obviously stronger than we used to be the previous one. But I feel in the first match when we face BDR, maybe we won't go full forward because the first match we maybe not gonna be in our best shape. We're gonna like getting, our form through the event as it's going. And I think the first match BDR gonna win. But if we meet later on, then we're gonna see the true face, how it could look like if we have enough speed ups and everything, because it's hard to define how much speed ups the fillers will have. For Wales is never an issue.
Yeah.
I can tell you that we won't fight that match because we want to go to the loser team for elims.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I was just thinking about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's
WXC will probably
Third.
top it and just focus on getting third place, like on the loser bracket.
Yeah, the thing is that let's say we perhaps this time have a good chance to play against BDR, but they're still more experienced than us. And then like going all in so early, you lose too much while you for sure need to meet at least once at NTO and NBA or HH.
I think to go to like BDR in another round, we first need to like go through NBA or NTO or whoever wins.
Let's just face it, WXC will just save and try and go at N30.
Yeah. So, HH and come. I guess this is
Slam dunk contest. Yeah.
HOH.
This is GCM.
Can we pick GCM and like take it to the finals?
And GCM wins against Dub.
Yeah,
No, we should have picked like NFI to the champion. Anyways, that's
Yeah, I guess N3O, yeah.
So NBA versus HOH again. We gave to NBA, and I'm guessing the same outcome as well here.
Yeah,
could
both
you-
of these matches are very
Yeah.
tough.
Same thing could go either way. We will see.
Let's give it to NBA.
The difference was so close also in that match, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 5K.
Yeah.
I feel HH might win in that one. They will be like done after it.
Also,
I think NBA's ability to reinforce is better.
because when you look at it, also like NBA will play here and probably won't go here and save everything for the HOH match here, and then HOH will fight some alliances, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Yeah.
These matches are probably the most exciting ones because usually at the top you know what's going to happen, and like in HOH being so strong and B now WTF as well, it's pretty exciting.
Usually the most interesting match used to be BDR and NTO in the past. But I feel now the most interesting one HH versus NBA because they are so close to each other.
Yeah.
fun fact: my first match in BDR was against N3O, like the first AC match ever, and I remember not being able to like sit because it was just like too much going on. Like you couldn't keep up, and I feel like NBA and HH will be the same amount of action. But let's give it to NBA. I think I see them in a better status for now.
I also think, N3 and BDR matches are also still very close, but we've seen that match so many times. I think NBE and HOH are the more exciting ones now because, yeah.
Can I say just one more thing about NBA and HH? I think the decider will be actually that first match between them. Because the one who goes in the lower bracket will have to play more teams who actually gonna cause them some trouble where they will have to spend their speed ups. While whoever went against, Depp, he will just save his speed ups and then he will just in peace wait for another match.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
That's a big factor.
Yeah. So WXC versus N3O. Somehow doesn't show the WXC members here, but
Is it
I would
You
say
click on the-
NCO.
oh, I'm in
If you click on their
WXC, that's
flag.
why. Never mind.
um,
What's your opinion of people who are not in WXC? of course, the people from WXC will cheer for themselves. That's kind of logical.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did you guys recruit like any strong accounts this season?
We are stronger than the last season. Even it.
You guys are
was
stronger
looking-
just by default. Yeah, but you have some strong accounts that joined regular AC season. I'm not sure how strong the thing is anymore, but I'm sure you guys are spending on it, so it's catching up. There's Man of Steel.
we have also the old Joker account, the Bisoming. There is Mr. Shelley, who used to be in class with us when we made 60k against Depp. When it was,
I don't know, man, because VeiN quit, so I think N30 is gonna win this.
Hmm.
We have the only
Is
thing
it
with us also this
Wednesday or
season.
Saturday? What day is it? Is it Wednesday or Saturday?
It's 13th of. Let me check. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wednesday
Wednesday
is
match.
perhaps not good for us. Like myself, I may not be able to play at the time. Yeah.
but
So
for me too.
it's bad for us
Hmm.
to decide.
It could be tricky.
I think like if you don't win this one, you're out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that is a motivating. I'm not in your alliance, so I don't know kind of how your members are, but I think that's a motivating factor for most alliances. Like this is if you don't win this one, you're eliminated. But I think you have stronger accounts than N3O right now. I think if you get those accounts into buildings, N3O will have a hard time kicking.
I feel like if we played like last season against them, we will win, and with a bigger difference because we have kind of like stronger accounts. But we literally have to play like how we did last season.
Yeah,
If
like
we can achieve that, yes, we can win for sure.
in sense of the rally leads, we are nearly double as strong. Even maybe some people don't notice that.
Yeah. From what I saw last season, in that match, I personally thought that N3O had very bad timing at all. Like it was pretty bad. Nothing like what I was used from them, right? So I'm not sure.
This one is a toss-up to me. I think. Oh, this one is really tough. I think WXC personally.
I'm gonna give it to WXC
We
because
can always take day off for a specific day.
because last season I remember going into the N2O match, I kind of felt like beating from the start. I don't know why I felt like that, but we won that match and like no one could believe it. So I feel like if people have more trust in themselves and play like how we did, I think we'll definitely win. I cannot say definitely, but I think we have a higher chance of winning if we
Yeah.
play. how we
Yeah, I agree with Wolfie. As long as you guys don't underestimate yourselves, like I think you can probably win, or it'll be very close.
I forgot
It's-
army size that match. Last
It's
season,
not
I
about
forgot army size.
underestimating. It's not about underestimating us, but it's more like if we're gonna be there to play, like I'm less
Just make an
active than I
announcement.
used to be.
Yeah, make an announcement like mandatory participation.
Take day off from work.
People in BDR literally will take the next day off of work or like literally play in the bathroom. I know one guy literally like went to work and he played inside the bathroom, like our semifinal UC match.
I think I remember that
That's a
match.
dedication.
Yeah, and he said that when he came out, like the match was so intense that when he came out, he was like sweating, and people thought he had like a problem in the bathroom or something.
Well, that's why BDR is so good. They can play even from bathrooms.
That same guy played from like a closet once or something, like a utility closet, because his internet was like down. So he went into like the next building. I can't remember the details, but he knew the Wi-Fi password somewhere else. He went into that building and just hid in the closet. Also, he had one guy who had a baby, like his wife had a baby that day, and as soon as after the baby was born, he went home to play UC.
Okay, let's pick WXC,
Yeah.
Wolfie.
I think WXC. I think if you make a post and announcing to your members like this is the match that we have to win, I know it's Wednesday, but try your best to be here. I think people will respond to that. But I don't know. I don't know how it is in your alliance. I know if I do that in BDR, I can expect better participation than normal.
Let's assume we played like last season, and say we have a higher chance of winning.
Jokes aside, we should be better than last.
Yeah,
Way better.
Yeah. We might have more speed ups than trio because they are like more than us.
Yeah, that's also something like in trio fights BDR here. That's like big, I think. Then
Yeah.
they fight WTF. GCM they might not spend as much, but I think in BDR match, if they go all in, they might be exhausted.
But N3O are stacked on speed ups. I don't
Yeah.
think speed ups are an issue in N3O. They're like stacked, they have thousands of days.
Yeah.
They have a lot more speed ups than like BDR does.
Okay. So depth versus BDR in round 6.
Yeah, I guess like yeah, depth.
What do we think about NBA versus WXC?
Honestly, or what?
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly.
No, lie to us.
Why would you lie?
I don't know. Well, I mean, if everything is normal for the WXC, I honestly think that NBA don't stand a much chance. First of all, some of our accounts are too strong. We're gonna solo their buildings to start with. Our racers.
Arto, what do you think about that? Hi, you guys should fight now.
Also,
Well,
I think not many racers like can measure with us beside depth racers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That and also, I mean, the soloing is in almost every competitive match nowadays. So I don't think there is much of a difference. Only that you maybe have to heal a little bit more when CC is soloing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, we will see. I mean, if we get that far, we will definitely try. But yeah. The odds are more for WXC for sure.
Agreed. So we can
Okay.
get to WXC and round 7 BDR versus WXC. Again.
Is this on a Wednesday? Yes.
Probably yes.
Yeah, Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday. I don't know, CC, you said you weren't going to play us in the first match,
CC
so...
went to sleep, he said in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
We definitely have a plan to try play against BDR, and we will, for one match, for sure go all in. I think the logical move would be the BDR to go in the final versus depth, but we're definitely gonna try. If we come that far, we will try like our best to beat BDR.
So on one
Last
hand, you want us
season,
to
I
use
think-
all of our speed ups against you. On the other hand, you want us to fight DP in the final.
Well, because you know,
I
like
think we run out of space.
let me explain something. In a round 4, if we like go all in, and let's say when we play close and lose, we spend too many speed ups while still gaining nothing. While in a round 7, it's all in. It's just that match and no more match after it. So when you try there is nothing to lose. You don't risk anything because you already came kind of to the top. For me, that would be the final because I don't count depth against anyone as a final. But yeah, I think BDR probably gonna win. But if we come that far, we will try our best. I just hope that we can all get like time to play. Sometimes you have a big account, but that also means that sometimes you don't have enough time to play that account. So, it's a double-edged sword.
I still see...
I think the solos are going to be wild on both sides.
Yeah, that's going to be
Like-
wild.
Yeah, I think Falcon's gonna solo. Like Patton will be soloing. Like even Angel can solo. Like she's so strong in cows right now. And then like God Emperor is like kind of been on steroids lately. So like a WXC has equally strong accounts. Well, CCP is like very strong, obviously, but King is, up there as well.
You still have the like.
And so is Barrack.
General 43, Sicario. You have Joker account inside. You have Shelly, who is pretty much like max Cav account. All the weapons, all the commanders, max. You have few more like extremely strong accounts like Piziming and, few that can solo a lot of stuffs. The only king, of course. Let's not forget him. He was last season with N3O when we won. He was not with us. This season he's with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of
the problem is that like last season, for example, we ran out of speeds, so we couldn't play against BDR.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it's gonna be like the same thing all over again, especially since WXC will play against N3O.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they need to save a lot.
The thing is, N3O will also play against BDR if you come to it, but I guess speed-wise, I guess N3O is more resourceful than WXC, but depends on a lot of things. Depends if we improved our offense side in rallies from last season. How are we gonna defend? Can our fillers defend? It's just like a lot of things, and that are unknown to really make a comment.
WC is a little bit of the wild card. Like you never know. I always used to say from the WTP days, like WTP can almost beat anyone in offensive rallies, and they have struggled to defend from GCM rallies.
I guess BDR is the more safe choice with this one.
Yeah, BDR.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. So the same final for the last how many seasons? I lost count, honestly.
I just want to say this. The main goal of WXC is to try keep that third spot for a reason so we can progress for the next season. We also needed to have like 2-3 months with the Vikings in our alliance, but there was some issues. 2 of them were dukes of their alliance, so they couldn't move and stuff like that. So we kind of missing some people that, for example, we're also missing a draw guy who couldn't move. He's stuck by his members moved, but he's stuck because he's like Duke of the Alliance and he can't move account because of that. His account is like fairly strong.
I think they were just unfortunate guests that couldn't join WXC this season.
Yeah. You're missing Mia.
Yeah, we are missing also Mia.
I think
that you won.
Yeah,
We're not gonna come that. We're not gonna come that.
I honestly would really like to see that competitive match against BDR and Dep, and BDR having the title, breaking that I guess chain of Dep winning season after season and season, and I'm assuming it's gonna be the same outcome in the end because of the position Dep is holding in the game right now. What do you think?
Maybe we'll surprise you guys. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We haven't decided in BDR what we're gonna do.
So let's just give it to Dep as usual. I hate to say it because I would love to see a final that is like really exciting to watch. It's like really competitive.
But I mean, let's be honest. Like usually it's the semifinal that's the most exciting match.
So if we cut this part, it's just like round 7 is like the true final for me.
I think that whoever wins the final, whoever wins the semifinal are the true winners of the season.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you guys for coming to chat with me today about UC. Is there any last thing you want to say about the whole season?
I don't know.
I will say like sometimes alliances need to have a little bit more like faith, and then like people typically will just give up to say, you know, like as we saw with like WTF versus M3O, you know, if you can just fight the whole time and then make a comeback in the mines, like it's actually possible to win these matches, especially because of them. I feel like I really hope that we see alliances not give up so early into the match, and actually play the whole match.
It's more fun that way. It's more competitive. It's more exciting for the alliance.
Although it's more expensive too, so I get it.
Yeah.
I think my ending voice would be that usually it's easier to join a stronger alliance with a safe win than try to go with some underdogs. I mean, underdogs against them. Everyone's underdog against them, and try like to challenge them. You know, it's just difficult because they would be need like maybe for two very strong alliance to sacrifice themselves to make maybe one to go and challenge them, because I do not see any other way to do it. And especially considering with all the times and stuffs, I don't know, maybe BDR and N3O or NBA and BDR or HOH and BDR, because they are like 19 GMT. With WXC is impossible since our time is different. We can only like edge with the depth with the time.
Yeah.
So
I think there's some positives to this season, especially since WTF managed to beat M30. That alone will probably help them going forwards. Like probably they might be able to get some more whales recruiting wise, especially for next season, because they did show some promise. And it will depend as well on NBA and HOH and how they fare this season. But I can see both of them going quite far. So if that happens, yeah, I think we're gonna have like more competitive matches, which is going to be really, really exciting for the game overall.
Yeah, like the NBA.
Do you think there's gonna be a lot of feet?
BDR and trio, WXC BDR, WXC and trio. There's gonna be like decent matches that will be exciting and will come to the last minute, I think.
Yeah.
We forget from. Okay, let me close the video by saying thank you guys for joining me in the chat today. It was lovely to have you and have the chat with you.
it was a pleasure to chat with everyone here.
I hope you guys enjoyed the chat.